You can't exit a business that you don't own because most of them weren't built to be owned in the first place. At the end of the day, we start all the same way. We start by renting our time, and then we transition into operations where in one specific domain, and then we start to chase ownership, whether it's real estate, buying businesses, other investments, etc. And the agency was supposed to be a vehicle out of that. But since you started the agency, you haven't had that next level of growth. You can't hit those record months that you had before. You hit 30K, 50K, and you peaked around 80 to 100K. And the business that you created essentially to live free now owns you. You're still running across sales. You're the best strategist in your fulfillment. And you post content when you have the bandwidth. And somewhere between all of this, you have convinced yourself that all you are missing out on is that one A player type of a hire that you have to make, someone that will basically take all of this off your hands. But that is not the fix. And now, instead of getting out of those same old patterns, you're basically repeating them because they worked before. And the market you build this in has completely changed underneath you. At this point, every competitor is chasing the same leads as you are, running the same exact playbook and using the same exact positioning and messaging. And the brands on the other side already know that. So now think about where the market was post-COVID, like 2020. There, of course, were significantly more brands than there were agencies, but since then, that gap is closing. Right now in 2026, of course, there are still way much more brands than agencies, but that gap is closing. So that ratio has shifted enough where agencies are now actively fighting for the same lead pool. And when the options in front of that buyer, the brand itself, all look the same, the one that gets chosen is the one that feels the most safest. So that leads to a question. What exactly is safe about you when everything else blends in? And like the longer this goes on, the quieter the discomfort gets. What felt urgent like 2-3 years ago now just feels like a normal reality. Because now the only time when you actually feel some pain and some urgency is before Q3 and after Q4. That momentum basically comes once a year, and this now is the reality you live in. The thing is, your agency was built by hard work. There were no big plans at first, basically a lot of momentum, plus post-COVID era. Every decision was made at the ground level because that was where the opportunity was. The business got built around person making those decisions. And if you can't leave the business for 30 days without the revenue basically dropping, that is not a scale problem, that is a structural one. Now let me give you a quick analogy. So there are two altitudes you can operate a business from. You first have the third floor, where you see the street, you see the month, you see the deal in front of you, and the hire you need to make. Every decision basically gets made based on what is visible from there. And then there's the 15th floor, where you see the area, you see the territory, you see what the business has to become for someone else to actually own it. You see the EBITDA, not what the business earns, like the revenue per month, but you see what the business produces as a self-sustaining machine. And you can see the gap between what you have now and what you need in order that business to be acquirable. And that's the difference between value capture and value creation. And most agencies right now are just capturing the value, something that is in front of them, and that's where they get stuck. The only playing field that you can operate from, and you think to scale something you just have to do more inputs and you will get more outputs. But that is a linear growth. That is not sustainable, because at that point, if you think like that, how you can capture more volume like the next month, the next quarter, you will eventually run like thousand people agency having like 20 closers to get to like 2 million a month, but that is not sustainable. So instead of chasing and capturing the value in front of you, you have to create it. And the only way how to do that is to focus instead of the revenue that you're making, but focus on EBITDA. Because in that way, when you're focusing solely on EBITDA, that tells what the business produces without you. Because a buyer does not pay for your relationships, they do not pay for your ability to close, they do not pay for the momentum that you had like 3 years ago at your peak. They pay for a machine that generates cash. I mean, that makes sense, right? Generates cash, clean profit after they own it, without the person who built it, basically you. And that is why multiple is on EBITDA instead of revenue. So what has to happen in order for your business to be acquirable? 3 things. Delivery that runs without the founder in every deal. Revenue that is recurring and contract based, not dependent on a relationship that just walks out of the door when you walk out. And third is the operating logic, how clients are won, how work gets done, how a specific hire gets actually onboarded to the team. All of that logic that you have inside your mind has to be extracted, of course created into SOPs, but also be applicable in a way that other persons can replicate the same thing. All of that has to be extracted from the key people and built into the business itself. And when those 3 things are in place, the business stops being a reflection of the person who built it, and instead it starts to being something someone else can actually own. And that shift from the 3rd floor to 15th floor is not like a single decision that you can make overnight. It's a structural one. What you build, what you measure, what you optimize for. Most agencies never make it because the 3rd floor keeps producing just enough to basically stay on it. They're comfortable, For growth to exist in any system, you need a feedback loop. And the faster the loop, the faster the growth. And in most agencies, that loop is really fractured. Sales is one function, fulfillment is another one, marketing most of the times is an afterthought. And the gap between those key departments is where the trust gets lost, momentum dies, and the inefficiency itself compounds. Because every new client basically starts from zero. Every call is spent on reestablishing the same relationship that should have already been established. So the way how you compress that feedback loop is by bridging sales and fulfillment. And the bridge is marketing. Not like just content, like organic content, posting some TikToks, but assets built specifically to close that gap. Any key aspect and element gets extracted as a one piece of an asset that builds trust, that makes the sales calls much easier, simpler, and faster, which again gives feedback. And that's how you create this flywheel. And it's not even for marketing, it's for fulfillment, it's for sales. Like these 3 departments that you have are now working together. So when all of this is working, leads, when they arrive further into their own decision making than they were before. And that's how sales conversations become much shorter, because that conviction was built before the call. Additionally, the fulfillment also starts from a higher trust baseline. And that's how we have to look at business. It has to be an ecosystem, because right now it's isolated islands. And the business that install this type of infrastructure becomes something different. Not just more like efficient agencies where you don't have to hire that much, or you just get more clients and scale that way, but something that runs without the founder at the center or every deal. Something that can be de-risked and something actually worth acquiring. This is the direction I am building personally. Not just for agencies we work with, for everything. The long-term goal is a firm that acquires online service businesses and installs exactly these type of playbooks into them to increase what those businesses are worth. And Blink is the first mechanism in this model. So the founders we want to work with are not hard to identify at this point. They are the ones building in the same direction, whether they have said it aloud or they are not. Creating something that actually compounds beyond their own effort they put in each month. Something that should outlast them being at the center of it. And if you are building that kind of an agency, or you know you should be, then we are speaking the same language. If you want to see how we use this mechanism, how we actually implement this type of flywheel, DM me word LC on Instagram and I will send you the video. Other than that, my DMs are always open if you have any questions about certain topics I covered. And yeah, peace.